Let's go live to the Toronto Stock Exchange, where Ontario Education Minister Stephen Lecce is making an announcement.
Year after graduation as a requirement to get your diploma. So that's the practical knowledge we're leaning into today that is well supported by industry leaders, job creators, and frankly, many educators themselves.
Have you held any consultations with the teacher unions on this? Because as you know, they're not fans of PQAO as it is.
We have actually consulted with roughly 300 organizations between 2021 and 2022 on a remodernized secondary diploma. We have been thinking about this for years, and we understand the problem. And so all the education space, among many others, including private industry, they've all come together giving us feedback. The overwhelming response of job creators, most specifically, is that this is a gap. And it is a competitive disadvantage unless we actually fix it with a comprehensive plan that elevates curriculum learning on financial literacy, on personal budgeting, on the impacts of taxation, mortgages, and interest rates. This is, honestly, for all the things we could teach our kids, it is that type of knowledge that parents are demanding from the education system, practical learning that will help a young person pursue a life of productivity, they're able to teach them those money skills that they could save, and they could one day own an asset, be it a home or a car. We still want to give young people that fire in their belly to pursue their dreams and to set goals and to build a plan to achieve it, and with measurements and benchmarks to do that. So this is really about reimagining the diploma. It's about inspiring young people to believe they can succeed in Canada, and it's about elevating practical knowledge right across the curriculum.
Can I ask about guidance counselors as well?
Sure.
What are you trying to get at there, and how are you going to hire career coaches amidst a teacher shortage?
So the guidance counselor system has not been overhauled in 13 years, which is, again, a disadvantage. Many young people, when you look at the feedback we received from exit surveys that were done in the past in grade 8 and 12, the concern was that there needs to be a greater synergization, connection between local job opportunities and young people. You know, we have this bizarre paradox of jobs without people and people without jobs, and yet we have young people who've got skills and the capacity to work. And so we, in education, need to do a better job working with local chambers of commerce and boards of trade to connect the dots, to create immediate economic opportunity and dignity to young people. And so we are reimagining guidance because it's been stagnant for many years. Keep in mind, the prerequisite of a guidance counselor is a university path. The idea of layering in the career counselors, the fact that the government is allocating $14 million of additional funding, this is to hire people who have pursued their apprenticeship path. A different type of knowledge that we're embedding into the classroom. Every grade 9 and 10 student, like 350,000 students, in the first year and every year, will have the ability in small groups, roughly 4 to 5 kids, 30 minutes twice a year, to meet with people who've lived and worked in the private economy, be it in the skilled trades or in a STEM discipline. But those types of individuals being brought into the classroom with specific knowledge on pathways for these kids to be able to pursue higher learning, be it in skilled trades, apprenticeship, or STEM education, that's the value add we're trying to layer into the guidance system. We're also creating higher expectations and standardization of our guidance counselors. And one of the expectations is that local labor market connection. I want young people to pursue co-op opportunities. We've expanded it massively in Ontario schools. You know, you look at models abroad that inspire Ontario and Canada, the German model of working and learning, the infused integrated approach. That's what the future of work needs to be in this province. So we understand we're in the sense of keeping up with the rate of change in the economy. We know where the puck is going in this respect. We're just trying to get ahead of it. And that's what today's announcement is really important.
Minister Francis from CTV, ETFO teachers have just been awarded 11.25% by an arbitrary. Is your thoughts on that?
Our priority was keeping kids in school. We're elated that children are able to benefit from a 4-year program, 3 more years of peace. These kids have been through so much, and that stability, that focus on academics is our #1 priority. So we are pleased that kids are learning, and more importantly, they're going to be there without any risk of instability for 3 years as we go back to basics, we elevate reading, writing, and math, and STEM disciplines, and try to really improve not just the academic success of children, but the mental and physical health of kids too.
Is there any status on other teachers' contracts?
They're all done. The arbitrators are rendering decisions. As of yesterday, OSSTF and EDFO, the public elementary and high school educators, those numbers have been released, and the arbitrator will adjudicate a decision on his timeline, I expect in the coming weeks, but it really is left up to him. I'm not involved in that. We find out at the same time you do.
As you were speaking about this morning, sewing buttons and nutrition and things like that, do you think that should be left to parents?
Look, I think the education system needs to complement the learning that happens at home, but also recognize it may not happen in every home. And so that's the concept of the great equalizer. It creates a standard expectation of what every student should learn. And when I hear of families and parents coming to me saying, my kid can't write a check, can't do basic types of learning or experiences at home that are really practical knowledge, that's a risk if we don't fill the gap. And so there's a variety of life skills that we want to emphasize in the curriculum. Home ec, a modernized home ec, a reimagined home ec for both boys and girls in our school system could be very empowering so that we actually arm young people with the critical skills to lead a productive, safe life in this country. So I really believe life skills is a vulnerability unless we infuse it in the curriculum, which is why the consultation with all of you, parents and entrepreneurs and job creators and likewise academics and educators, we need all of you to give us that feedback because we are determined to strengthen life skills across the curriculum.
And that was Education Minister Stephen Lecce talking about changes to the Ontario education system.